Good morning, people of Earth. What am I up to? I have a... Last week was a big, big mess, but I managed to get through it, and I mostly got most of my work done. Mostly. Okay, let's start with the summary of what happened. Tuesday, I had that double homework not earthquake, double homework grade, which was big, and I collaborated with a friend of mine for like 10 hours. Well, got tutoring, whatever. Anyway, I got some help and it worked out. Then, on also due Tuesday was some dynamics homework. It was technically not. It was originally due Tuesday. The professor gave us an extension. He said he would give bonus points to people who turned it in Tuesday. Bonus points being like brownie bonus points, which don't show up on your grade directly, but which he takes into consideration later. So he says. Anyway, and then Thursday I had this god-awful project assignment that was due. I thought my paper had a lot of very thorough treatment of its equations, and not quite. Oops. But it does include the references, and I think it is very thorough, and it's something. Anyway, I'm not planning to change papers, and honestly, I think my project paper was abysmal. It was absolutely horrible, but it was something. I turned it in. I spent well over 12 hours working on it, because I worked on it long in advance, and then I pulled an all-nighter on Wednesday. Those people who have seen me on Facebook may not believe I was actually working the whole time, but most of the time if I ended up on Facebook, it was because I had to look up something online, and Facebook was like one click away, so I could say, hey, I'm making progress. Not making progress. I'm stuck. But I did eventually get something which I felt would not fail so badly that it wouldn't be redeemable. Yeah, it was a mess. I'm gonna have to work really hard to make up the rest of that project, because this is a satellite that uses flexible parts. The good news is that this guy's work, I'm pretty confident, is right, because he says a satellite was launched using his system in 2006. So I believe it's a working, workable system. I just now have to figure it out, and I'm going to have to study hard to do that. I may have to order a book. Anyway, I'll work it out. Due this week, I have one test. Oh yeah, and last Friday I had a homework in combustion. It was much smaller, but it was an ordeal just because I had so much else to do, and I basically had Thursday night when I'd already pulled an all-nighter to do it in. So I managed to get 3/4 of it done, but I never could figure out how to get the program to output the flux.dat file. I may ask the professor very pointedly in class exactly how you do that, although at this point it's probably a moot point. But, oh well. The coming week is not quite as busy as last week was. I have a combustion test exam thing on Tuesday, and I've been studying for it. I don't feel like I'm making a lot of progress studying for it, but I do at least have study materials, and I'm mostly working pretty hard. Sort of, sometimes. Last week, yeah, on Saturday I thought, oh, I'll work real hard and stuff, and I got 30 minutes into the lecture 21 that I missed because I was sleeping, and I fell asleep 30 minutes into it. And then I woke up and I said, crap. Well, this is worse than simply not watching it, because I really do need to sleep at night and not in the middle of the day. So I decided I would just do whatever I felt like doing for the rest of Saturday. So I spent a little time playing Civilization 5, and then I was like, I want to work on that project. It's not due for another week or two, but I ended up doing some work on my solar still project. And I realized there was a lot of stuff to do with it. My current complication is that I'm looking for a how fast does water evaporate rate, but when I look online I get lots of conflicting answers, and most of the things that are online are assuming particular values that are not applicable to my problem. And when you make assumptions like that, and it just makes your stuff not very useful to people who want to copy your work or steal your work and modify it. It's not stealing, it's modification. It's not actual stealing, because this is mostly people who are giving out answers on the ask.com and stuff. You don't put your answer on ask.com and then get mad for people using it. Although that's not the best source either, but I was having trouble. I realized I don't have any of my thermodynamics books. Well, none of my old ones. I guess they got moldy somewhere. So I'm going to be struggling to try to find this rate somewhere. I guess I'm going to spend some time in the library. What else has been going on? I've also got my second major project in Matt Salini's class on my mind, and that's the one that I'm really excited about finally being able to do my own work, research, crap stuff, because that is one of the big things I came here to do. And if I get to work on that and I get to do something with it, I will at least not feel like the entire last year of my life has been a total waste. I may have learned something along the way, but it wasn't what I came here to do. Anyway, I've got that. My biggest problem right now is that I've realized that these 3 projects I have, 2 in Matt Salini's class and 1 in optimization, are all very ambitious projects, because they are. So I'm going to have to work very hard if I want to actually get them all done. I'm not committed to doing the solar still. I could change that, and because he's going to have us write a project proposal, and if it turns out that the solar still is too complicated to do reasonably, like in a week or two, or rather, in a week or two once I start working on it, then I don't have to commit to it, but then I have to find a different project. But that was what I wanted to do. So that would be the one that I would be most inclined to cut. But I don't want to. I also, while I was out today, I bought a couple of thingamajigers to help me do that project. See, the biggest problem is that not all of the equations are just out there. So I need to find the equations first. And basically, I'm working ahead, because I don't want to get in over my head and then find out it doesn't work or something. Anyway, I've got that. I've got my in-body problem that I'm really excited about doing. I need to write up the project proposal for that. I don't know what the professor wants. I'm probably just going to write stuff and hope that he takes it. And what else is there? This is my watch. Yeah, the test and that project proposal are the 2 big things this week. Oh. And my back. My back has been hurting a lot recently. But, oh well. It's better than it used to be. I was sitting in a black folding chair. Now I have a padded chair. So I'm not just leaning back on a tiny steel bar for back support. So my back is better than it used to be. Also, I need a haircut. I might do that this week if I have the time. But yeah, I'm just busy. I'm gonna have to study. I'm gonna study my butt off for this test. That's actually probably what I'm gonna do now, is go over that stuff. I've got the professor's notes. I have an old friend who was in the class who lent me some of his old study notes. He said, I don't know how much good they're gonna do because you can tell I didn't do very well, but I said I'll take anything I can get, and honestly, he didn't do that bad. If I got his grade on the next exam, I would dance, because my homework grades in that class have been pure crap recently. I've been doing the homework, but they've not been turning out well. The grades have been kind of sloping down. Part of that was, yeah, I don't even know what it was. I just need to do better. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I've decided I'm going to be a little badass for the next few days and work hard and be good and hopefully not screw up too bad. Mostly be good. But yeah, I guess that's all. I'm going to be working.